Hey guys, Ladios here. I'm finally back with another video, and I'm sorry this took so long to come out. Just a quick explanation as to, or a quick update as to what's been going on here. There's been a lot of things with work, a lot of things with school, and also we've been moving. So there's just been a lot of very time consuming things all at once. So I haven't really been able to upload anything since February, even though I have been having Beyblade stuff being delivered since then. In fact, I got the UX Beyblades Drawn Buster, Wizard Rod, and Hell's Hammer when they released, and I did unbox those. You can see them on my channel now, but they're uploaded right now in the middle of June versus when it was before, just because I didn't really have a lot of time to sit down, write things, and upload it. But right now I took a little bit of time, so it's all being uploaded a little bit late. I do have a couple of other Beyblade stuff that just arrived, such as Wise Tiger. This just came today. Today's June 20th. So I'll be unboxing this later on, and of course this is the Takara Tomy version. And yeah, so I got a bunch of Beyblade stuff. Not just that, I got Shadow Shinobi, I got Tyranno Rex, I got a whole bunch of Beyblade stuff coming as well in the mail. Thankfully, most of the things are now here, so I can start unboxing them. Now, this is mostly all for Beyblade X Hasbro's line, and there's some very, very cool things about this that I want to talk about later on. I got some other things to show off, but I will show those off at the end. I will be uploading this before Wise Tiger, just because Hasbro's Beyblade line is finally released. So we've got a lot to say about this, and we will quickly be comparing it to Takara Tomy's Phoenix Wing. Yes, Phoenix Wing. I get Phoenix Feather confused, and there's a reason why I have Phoenix Feather here in a bit. I'll explain that in a bit. But with all that said, enough with the rambling. Let's just get on to this. This is a very cool packaging. Since we actually have Wise Tiger here, it is very reminiscent of Takara Tomy's line, which is really, really cool. We also have a UX line over here, so we can kind of compare that a little bit too. I'll be unboxing this as well. I got the full set. So yes, this is really, really cool that they are sticking with the actual packaging design or overall aesthetic. Just the only difference is it has black instead of white, and honestly I kind of prefer this. This does not feel cheap, it does not feel gimmicky, it does not feel kiddie. This feels like it's for collectors, for all ages. It feels very professional, it feels very sportsy, and not so much sportsy, but honestly the white makes this seem a little bit more sportsy than this, but this feels a lot more mature, and I love this. I love this so much. Honestly, I think if we compare, here's Steel Samurai, for example, which I'll be unboxing later on. Like, honestly, the packaging design, I don't really like this weird little cutout, like, especially because it's so, like, so small. You can kind of see half of it, but it's just mostly blocked off, so I don't really like that. But overall, though, the main aesthetics, I do prefer Hasbro's packaging, which is so strange to say. But yes, Hasbro has been doing so good right now. So alright, here we go. Pull a fast one. So they're going with jokes. So that's pretty cool. Soar Phoenix 960GF. So I'm very, very glad that we got the same naming scheme. But right now what's different is that the motif is now the second name, whereas the blade name is the first name. So for example, Wise Tiger in Takara Tomy's line in English will probably be called Tiger Wise. So the reason why I'm going with that as an example, because again, Takara Tomy's is Phoenix Wing. So we don't have Wing Phoenix here, we got Soar Phoenix here. So they did change the name a little bit, such as they did for Kyo Shark, which was Shark Edge in the Takara Tomy line. But a better example where they didn't change the name, they just flipped it, was Sword Drawn. So Sword is the name of the blade, Drawn is the motif. This is very similar to how it was in the Metal Fight series or the Metal Saga, but in Takara Tomy's line, it is Drawn Sword. So that's really the only difference. They just flipped the names, and for some names they did change some of the blade names, but that's fine. Usually it works out, I think, pretty well with the name changes, except for Keel Shark, but I'll talk about that when I box this. So we got a string launcher over here. This one was a little bit more expensive. It was about $20, which is a little bit cheaper than what this was, which also came with a string launcher. I forgot how much the Takara Tomy line costed, but we will be comparing them. So yeah, again, I love it, the aesthetic. So it includes the Beyblade and a string launcher. They're calling it a deluxe string launcher set, just because it does come with that. Then we got the Beyblade X app, which is already out. And honestly, I loved the Beyblade Burst Hasbro app. It was a really fun game. I did play the Beyblade X app, and it is a watered down version of the Beyblade X app, and the battling mechanics are not that good. So I'm really disappointed with the Beyblade X app that Hasbro has released. I don't know why they just couldn't rebrand the Beyblade Burst app so that it has X as well as Beyblade Burst products on it. I get it, they don't want people battling Beyblade X Beys with Burst Beys, so it's fine that they made a separate app, but I think they could have built up on what the Beyblade Burst app did, just because the app that they have for Beyblade X, I just really don't like the mechanics for it. So we got Soar Phoenix 960 GF, attack type, spins right, so that's pretty cool. Then we've got some stats. I don't know if these are the same stats as Phoenix Wing. I will leave in the description below my unboxing for Phoenix Wing, so you guys can take a look at how it is over there. Then we've got 960 and GF, gear flat. I do wish they would have written out what GF stands for. I think the Takara Tomy ones do, but I'm not sure. Alright, so it's a launch for the right spin. They got the Hasbro Stadium there, and Let It Rip, which I prefer over Go Shoot. So includes a couple of things. So got the Beyblade over here, nice view of it. Stadium, Hasbro, ages 8 and up. But one thing that is very new to Beyblade, at least as far as I can remember, in the international markets, is because of how Beyblade, Takara Tomy wanted to handle Beyblade's international distribution themselves, and they weren't going to go with Hasbro originally. Well, they talked and had a partnership figured out, and we'll talk about that at the very end of this video, so this video is going to be a little bit long. But because of that, we actually have Takara Tomy logos on Beyblade packaging now in the international market, which is amazing. I love that. Just like with this is the Asian market, which you can see because of this, but it is distributed by Takara Tomy. So the fact that Takara Tomy is now distributing it through Hasbro, I love that so much, and that the prices are so good. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'm really excited for this. I have so many videos to do today for this channel, for my other channel. I've got a whole bunch of things to take care of today. So yeah, let's just get on with this one. And so that way it's not taking so much of your time as well. All right. So this, I have not seen any unboxings for Hasbro stuff. I did order these off of Amazon and Target. I know a lot of people are ordering it off of GameStop, and that's fine, but I did order most of these from Amazon and some of them from the Target website. All right, so we got the instructions over here. which is explaining how to set up the Beyblade. It talks about the left and right function of it, which is pretty cool. And you guys can pause this to read it. And I do believe that there's supposed to be a code that you can scan to have this Beyblade on the Beyblade X app for Hasbro. Again, it's a different app than the Asian and Japan Beyblade X app. This one's just a game, basically, whereas that one is like you have your Bay Locker and everything, and you can get special Beyblades, which I spent $150 the other day ordering a Cobalt Drake just because I still don't have my my Bay Battle Pass. It's now June. It's been a year since I pre-ordered it, and Mall of Toys still has not delivered it. I've contacted them many times, and they just keep saying, oh, we don't know what's going to be shipped. I don't understand that, but you know, a lot of people say it's because of the Asian market one, how it's not released yet, but I don't know, because I've seen a lot of people with it, so not just the Japan line as well. But anyway, we've got a lot of things over here. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. It's got the rules and things that you need to be careful with. So yeah, you guys can definitely pause this so that you can read through it. And it's pretty cool that they actually teach you the point system over here. But I'm still trying to figure out where that code is for, because these codes are not like the Takara Tomy ones, where there's a flap over here and the code itself is like a one-time scan. So if someone scans it from you, you can't scan your Beyblade. That's not really how these codes work. You should be able to find them online. But yeah, I don't see it anywhere in here. Maybe it's something in here. We'll see. Alright, so we got the string launcher. And we'll compare this to the Japanese version. It's very interesting that the Beyblade itself has the ratchet and the bit separately. I don't know why they couldn't just have put it together, but got the the ratchet right here. And then the bit. And again, we will be comparing this to the Japanese version. This looks a lot darker. That's because it is a lot darker. It's not even the same color. Oh wait, I did customize this. Oh yes. Alright, I did not realize I had customized this. I'm gonna have to get the or not that I customized it, I needed the bit for a customization, so I put the other one in here. But yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. They really did not need this whole cardboard thing here. But I am so excited for this. Ah, okay. So that's where the code is. Alright. So, here we have Soar Phoenix. Let's just put him together, and as you can see, the code is stamped right over there. So you will open the app and you would scan it. So for those of you that are new to Beyblade X, you got the blade over here, which is metal, and then you got the ratchet. You basically just line up the ratchet with the outline like that, and then you just turn to the left. Pretty easy. It clicks, and if it's a left spinning Beyblade such as Cobalt Dragoon will be, which I did pre-order, you would put it here, and I'm so excited because that's our first left spinning Beyblade, and then you will turn it to the right, and you can see here they did keep the LRs as well for the spin direction. So by default these are set to right spin, and then with the the bit, that's all you do. So let me go put this back in its original method, or sorry, its original combination, and we'll do the comparison. Alright, so here is Hasbro's Soar Phoenix. Let's go over the string launcher first. So here we got Takara Tomy's. Color-wise, they are the same. I feel like this is just a tiny little bit darker, the Takara Tomy one. But maybe that's just the lighting in here. No, I don't think so. I do think it might be just a tiny little bit darker. And I mean, on camera it's coming up, it's kind of the same color, but this seems a little bit more orangey on the camera, even if I move it over here. So I don't know. I think that this is just slightly darker. Again, this is the Takara Tomy one. They both feel the same quality-wise, so that's very good. Here it is made in Vietnam. So yeah, the Takara Tomy has this logo over here. Hasbro does not. Instead it has this product code. And yeah, they are pretty identical. Cool. So, black string, just like the Takara Tomy version. Let's compare the strings. Okay, this is actually a surprise. The Hasbro one is slightly, just slightly longer. So as you can see, the top one is Hasbro's, and as you can see, they're in the same position. So that is... Alright, now I'm a little bit confused. Hold on. Yes. This one here was Hasbro's. Yep. So that's pretty cool. That they're a little bit longer, so you get an advantage for that. Now, the actual Beyblades themselves. Let's just do it part by part. Alright, so for the bit, we got gear flat. So yeah, they look identical, they feel identical. Both of them has the metal piece in there. It's not bad. That's very good. Ratchet, same thing. And then obviously the blade. I feel like I was gonna say Hasbro's looked a little bit yellower, but no, or like a little bit more golden on the yellow, but not really, no. They look basically identical. Let's just... You can move these around, as you can see. Let's keep them in the same position. I think Hasbro's might be with a more saturated piece of paper for the motif. Let me know what you think. But color-wise, Hasbro seems a little bit darker. Just a little bit. So that's interesting. And for the bottom, they seem pretty identical. And also I have heard that Hasbro does use the newer molds for some of these Beyblades. And of course, the biggest difference as well is that we got this over here, which is just a sticker, it seems. So if you don't want that, you can definitely remove it. So now, why did I get this particular one if I already have the Takara Tomy one? Well, very simply, just because of the painted wheel. So I'm going to keep Takara Tomy's one for collection. And for Hasbro's, I'll be using it for battle. Honestly, I might even just use... I don't know if rubbing alcohol will remove it, but I do know that acetone will. So maybe I'll just get like a sponge or a cotton swab and just remove it with acetone. I will see if the rubbing alcohol works. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed. Let's just do a quick test launch over here. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. All right. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things here. So I'm very impressed with Hasbro right now because they are finally doing what they did back during the original Beyblade and the Metal Saga, which is basically doing a 1-to-1 and improving a couple of things. First thing, for example, where is this one? Okay, I guess I don't have it, but first thing, for example, is some exclusive Beys that you can only get with stadiums or random boosters. I do know that they have a regular Kill Shark, which is the purple one. So thankfully, no more random boosters with Hasbro. It is the same quality. This is fantastic. I love it. Hasbro has really done a fantastic job, and I do believe that that is part of the partnership through Takara Tomy, since Takara Tomy originally did not want to go with Hasbro for Beyblade X. In my opinion, it is because they realized and saw how badly Hasbro butchered Beyblade Burst. I could be totally wrong on that because maybe that's a part of it, but these companies have multiple reasons for it. But I do believe a part of it is because Hasbro really butchered Beyblade Burst. So I think that Takara Tomy really wanted to, take all of that profits to give people more quality and have it be as a 1-to-1. Again, there's probably way more political corporate stuff involved in this, but I think for the fans, I think that is the one of the big reasons. But I guess Hasbro realized that they screwed up and talked with Takara Tomy and was able to make a partnership that benefits them the most, all of them the most. So that's why now we got Takara Tomy here. That's why these Beyblades are 1-to-1, and it is just beautiful. I love it. And yeah, overall, I'm just very impressed. Even the marketing for Beyblade X internationally by Hasbro is just dubbed over Japanese Beyblade X marketing stuff. Some of it is really badly dubbed, and some of it's pretty good, and they're using some of the same commercials and everything. It's fantastic. Like that commercial that shows all of the young adults and the adults just having a good time Beyblading, which I love that trailer. Hasbro released it as well. So I think they did, but I do know other stuff they did. So it is just fantastic that Hasbro is doing this. Now, so I'm very, very glad, and also it makes getting exclusive Beyblades a lot cheaper, such as a random booster Beyblade, such as Tail Viper. Thankfully, now we can get these at a much more affordable price, because otherwise they'll be like $30 to $40, $50, $100 for one random booster exclusive Beyblade, and now we can get it for $10 to $20 if it's on a pack like this, if it is part of a set like this, or if it's just a booster. What is not right is that Hasbro is releasing these all as boosters, meaning they don't come with launchers. And if you want a launcher, even if it's just a ripcord launcher, they're charging $8 for a ripcord launcher, which is kind of messed up. I do think there's a launcher that comes with the Stadium, Hasbro Stadium, but yeah, we'll have to see. And in case anyone is also wondering about the Hasbro one going on the grip for Takara Tomy, I just completely forgot about this. So, yep, same thing, goes on all the ways. But yeah, so I'm very, very happy with Hasbro right now. They fixed their errors from Beyblade Burst, and I hope that they continue it like this, because when Beyblade Burst, I know a lot of people say that Beyblade Burst only got butchered with I believe the third series for it, but even when it originally released, nothing other than the disc was compatible. The blade and the bit were, or not the bit, I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. The only the metal disc for Beyblade Burst was compatible. Everything was not. But with Beyblade X, all of the parts is compatible. So hopefully they keep doing it like that. I really hope so. Now, what I was saying about random exclusives now being easily accessible, such as this particular Swordron over here, I only bought this not because of Tail Viper, because I do have it, the Takara Tomy version, and I don't need another Swordron. The reason why I bought this particular one was because this is the red Swordron that comes with a red ratchet and bit, and it's the 360 red ratchet and the F bit, and that is needed for Phoenix Feather. Because Phoenix Feather only came as a layer, or not a layer, that's Beyblade Burst, only came as a blade. So you needed to have this particular drawn sword to have the right colored parts in order to make the actual Beyblade. Obviously, you can get the regular blue drawn sword and use the parts for that if you want to have a stock combo, but it's blue, not red. So for a full, accurate stock combo for Phoenix Feather, you would have needed this particular red drawn sword. But the problem with this one is that I believe that this was exclusive to just a stadium, so you would have to spend another like $100-something just to get this, and you can't really buy it by itself because it's probably a little bit cheaper, but still not a lot of people are selling just this, and just the parts itself was expensive. So I've been waiting and just using the blue one, and thankfully Hasbro released this, making it this a lot easier. So that's why I bought this, not because of these blades or the parts, other than this here, so I can have a stock Phoenix Feather. So what I wanted to say with this is I won't be unboxing this one, but another thing that I love that Hasbro is doing is they're making some really good exclusives, which they didn't used to do before. They did a little bit in the Beyblade Burst line towards the end, but since Beyblade Burst is so butchered, I didn't even bother buying those, not even for collection. But here we got a couple of ones that are very exclusive to Hasbro, using some modified modes of other Beyblades that we already have, but being unique, and it's fully interchangeable with everything from Hasbro's line and Takara Tomy's line, and that is why I'm buying these exclusives, because it is interchangeable with Takara Tomy's line. So we got here Steel Samurai 480T, Talon Pietra, Knife Shinobi, which is kind of like the predecessor for Shadow Shinobi, which I do have the whole set, and I'll be unboxing this later on. And yeah, so and then there's also Tusk Mammoth, and Tusk Mammoth is part of the stadium. I'm not going to buy the stadium since I obviously have one, so I'm going to try to buy Tusk Mammoth by itself. If I can find it by itself, and it's not overpriced, then I'll just buy it if it's like $50, because that's the price of the stadium. Because I'm just gonna have to throw away that stadium. We moved, my room's a lot smaller. I'm not gonna be able to have a second giant Beyblade X stadium, especially since two of my stadiums are now in boxes in the basement, because the room is not gonna fit it. So I'm just keeping the X stadium and my Burst Pro stadium, where I'm keeping the Beyblade X Beys in at the moment. So all of my Beyblade Burst and Metal Fight Beyblades are now in storage, basically in the basement in boxes. So right now I'm just in my room keeping the Beyblade X stuff because of how we just moved. So I don't need a whole other Beyblade X stadium, but if I do have to get that to get Tusk Mammoth, then I'm just gonna toss out that stadium. Now, the reason why I would toss that out instead of the Burst Pro stadium is just because that's a good Burst stadium, and I did customize. If you guys want to see the customization, it's in my channel, so that it has black lights around it, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I love that Hasbro is doing these unique Beyblades. It's an incentive for people who have already bought Takara Tomys because I'm sure they know that people have already bought Takara Tomys and they want people to look at them now and start buying it. So this is fantastic because it is compatible with Takara Tomy, and I'm just excited. Really, I really hope Hasbro sticks with everything from Takara Tomy for all of Beyblade X, and they don't just butcher it. Also, now things are really affordable. Like a booster is like $9-10. If I was to buy a Beyblade X Bay as a booster, it will be like $20, $25. So thankfully, they're taking care of it. Now, one thing I want to say is just because this is just the initial wave for Beyblades such as UX Beyblades, because we don't know how those are going to look from Hasbro, most likely it will stay the same. But I'm still buying, I just spent $50 buying the whole pack for Shadow Shinobi, which I'll be unboxing soon. But the reason why I did that is because I want to see how they're going to handle the UX Beys. If they're going to keep handling UX Beys as they are, which I'm sure they are, then I'm not going to be buying Takara Tomy Beyblades for a while because it's way more affordable getting the Hasbro ones since everything is, it is a lot more, it is 1-to-1, and also we're very close to where Takara Tomy is. So like Hasbro, all the ones that they released, it's like, I would say about half of what Takara Tomy has already released, and the line in the international market just came out. So that's a very good thing. So that means hopefully pretty soon they'll be very close to the release with each other. So I'm gonna wait a little bit on Hasbro's UX line just to see how the next wave is going to be for Hasbro. But I do believe that they're gonna be very, very close, given how close they already are. I am so excited, guys. So Hasbro is finally doing things right again. I'm sorry for my rambling. I will be unboxing these three, so definitely check my unboxing for those. I'll be releasing them across the the month. I'm gonna have to travel for a month soon, so expect these to be released a little bit later. But for now, or actually, these I'm gonna be releasing first. I have other videos such as unboxing these, Wise Tiger, and a couple other things that I'll be unboxing before I leave for my trip, but I'll be releasing them while I'm on my vacation. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so grateful and I thank God so much that Hasbro is back to how they used to be with Beyblade, and this is fantastic. But alright guys, let me know what you think, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.